Very good morning, everyone. So, a very warm welcome to all of you. So, we have Brother Prakash with us to take us through the advanced course. Very warm welcome, Brother Prakash, and over to you. Prakash Bhai, we couldn't hear you.
I'm sorry. Good morning to everybody. Oh, Shanti, I'm having a poor
Morning.
connection. Give me a moment, please.
Yeah, please go ahead, Prakash Bhai.
Am I clear? Are you able to get my audio clearly?
Yeah, audio is now clear.
Okay, so I'll probably just keep my video off.
Okay.
Okay, if it's not clear, let me know. I'll try and change my network in some way.
Audio is clear now.
Correct. Okay, fantastic. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. So nice to once again regroup at a more synchronous fashion. I have been staying in touch with you through the morning thoughts and a little bit of self-contemplation that supported us to take a day forward, being more peaceful, being more powerful, being connected to the Supreme as his companion. Lots of good experiments, and I hope you all enjoy that.
Yeah, we did enjoy it.
Very nice. Good. Yeah, I think today it's a nice opportunity for me to hear from all of you. You've been hearing from me. So share with me something in terms of your experience so far. You've done the course of the beginner's course of 7 days, and then it's been a nice 2.5 weeks since then. We've been doing some practices. So I'd like to hear from you. What has been your experience? You could share by unmuting or in the chat box, but it'll be a good opportunity just to listen and be inspired by your experience, because everyone's experience is unique. Everyone's experience is inspiring to others. So feel free to share some of your experiences, please.
So, Brother Ganesh, you want to share your experience?
Okay, we have Sister Sunita saying that she's working on being more conscious and watchful. Okay, that's very nice. And trying to work on your anger. Okay. Yeah, these things certainly are some deep rooted sanskars. And I can see that it helps you now better. And it's constant attention, checking and changing. that will slowly help us through it. Slowly help us through it. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much, Sunita ji. It's courageous to share, and so thank you for that. Okay, we'll wait for a moment if there's anybody else who would like to share. Otherwise, we'll continue. We have Ganesh, right? Ganesh, how's it been for you? Ganesh ji? Yes, I'm sure it's not that you don't get angry, but you're aware of it. You're aware of it. And it takes time, Sunita ji, it takes time. And you're right. Well, I've been practicing RajaYoga meditation for 20 years now. Am I free from it? I don't think so. Have I been able to master to a large extent? Yes, I'm sure there's a huge amount of progress since where I started off and how I would feel terrible. Then sometimes the anger that I used to have was not very overtly angry. I wouldn't get angry as such, but there would be passive aggression. So I may not get angry and show to the other person, but I'll probably be angry inside me, and I may not show to the other person that I'm angry with them. So it would usually come out in my behavior with them, my withdrawing and not talking to them, not connecting with them, avoiding them, and all those things would actually happen. And that is also a strong form of anger. It's just that it's not expressed. So we have to be more subtle in checking anger deeply, deeply. And so it takes time as we move forward, as we look at one thing that helped me a lot with my anger was always to realize that the reason I'm angry is not because of the behavior of the other, but it's because of my own lack of maybe communication, or because I was the one who invited myself to a certain place. I did not do certain preparation in the way I should have done. So I always see that there was something wrong in me, and then that would support me in overcoming these feelings. Because as long as I held somebody else responsible, then it was very difficult for me to overcome it. But when I start looking at my own self and seeing that I'm the one who is behaving in a certain fashion or not behaving in a certain fashion, which is why I'm getting certain responses from outside, then I start holding myself. And the moment I do that, then I was able to have a better uh, way of managing my anger. Yeah, and so I hold myself responsible. I want to change myself. I want to improve myself and become better. So that's a very interesting thing. So slowly we'll see, as they say, darkness is just the absence of light. There's no darkness as such, but the moment light is removed, there's darkness there. So the moment there is the light of wisdom, then immediately we see how things become more clear, and we slowly progress towards the space of non-aggression behavior. Wonderful. Okay, so Ganesh also was trying to manage anger, and was also trying to free yourself from tension. Okay, okay, that's nice. Anger. So there are five vices that are usually part of body consciousness. So one of them, a big one, is anger, and then some of the subtler ones are ego, very subtle, you know, and greed and attachment. These are very subtle. Anger is very pronounced. Usually you get to know very quickly when there's anger. The other things may be there, but may not be visible to us. Um, One of the ways of helping I tried to do last week was, or for the past few moments that we had, we were as much as possible awakening soul consciousness. And when we're doing that, automatically, as I said, when there's light, the darkness moves off. So the moment you're awakening yourself as a soul, as this being who is eternal, then automatically the darkness of body consciousness, that's body consciousness body consciousness equals ignorance equals darkness. So soul consciousness equals wisdom, which equals knowledge, and which equals light. Soul consciousness, wisdom, light. Body consciousness, ignorance, darkness. So what were we trying to do? And that is the basic, but it's also the biggest subject of Raj Yoga meditation. The biggest subject of Raj Yoga meditation is to make soul consciousness natural, a very natural nature of ours. Today, body consciousness is natural. It has become a very normal part of life. It doesn't take me time to be body conscious, to become body conscious. It doesn't take me time to have greed and ego and anger and all these things. These have become quite a normal part of life now. What are we learning to do through Raj Yoga meditation? Is we're trying to get back to our original selves. Originally in Paramdham, as a soul, in that world of peace, I'm soul conscious. Soul conscious. I didn't have to think soul. I didn't have to think I'm peaceful. I was very naturally peaceful. Very naturally. And that was normal for me. It was normal. Then the soul comes down onto this earth on this beautiful stage, and it first experiences the summer, the time when it's in its own Satyuga, Kritayug. Why we call it Satyug? Because there's so many truth there. And then what it also experiences there is very natural soul conscious. So we are in the body, and that's the beauty of it. You're not soul conscious only when you're on Paramdham, but we are also soul conscious while we are in the body. We are in the body. We are called deities, Devi Devtas. And just imagine, we are still having the same earth. We live in places, we go, we eat food, we entertainment, all those things are being done. But there is the experience of, we don't even tell ourselves soul, body. No, it's a natural space. Because the soul just comes down from Paramdham. And so it's filled with powers, it's filled with purity. And so soul consciousness is natural, very, very easy. At the same time, when I speak to somebody, I'm not having any of these vices. I'm able to see the person with the elevated vision. So now when I look at, Sunita, Ganesh, Sahan, how do I look at you? What is the vision that I have for you? Very naturally, I'm trying to move towards a space of non-judgment, acceptance of who you are, the way you are, 100%. And so what's my vision? My vision is becoming more and more soul conscious. Because soul conscious means you're not looking at the status of person, the gender, the age. We're not looking at which part of the world are you from, your wealth that you have at a physical level. Whilst those things do come up, whilst we are interacting, we do see those things through our physical eyes, and we listen to those things. It comes to us. And that's the part of this Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, that's what people usually are talking about. And that's why we call this Kali Yuga is also age of darkness. Kala Yuga means darkness, right? Darkness means ignorance. Ignorance means people are only body conscious. They're only looking at gender status, your physical, let's say, wealth, and all those things. And so we are in the age of darkness. We are practicing Rajayoga so that we're going to move slowly towards the age of light, towards the beautiful morning of summer. So we are experiencing them right now. So we don't have to wait for a turn of an era to experience this light. We are so fortunate we can experience that even now, right away. And so that's the whole trick. That's the whole trick. So when you're trying to have more acceptance and surrender in being of gratitude, so that's a beautiful thing, Daji, because gratitude, what gratitude is doing to us, it makes us look at things that are so beautiful in our life already. I feel strongly all of us have enough in our lives right in the present moment to feel grateful. We have enough to feel grateful. At the same time, we don't have things to also crib. We have a choice. I can crib about some things I don't have. Or I can be extremely grateful for the things I have. Whether it is to do with my physical age or wealth or my relationships, uh, or even sometimes, the mind, the state of the mind. There is so much to be grateful for. And so gratitude, and that becomes a habit, becomes your sanskar of saying Vaha, Vaha re drama. It means wow, the drama is so beautiful. Vaha re mera bhagya. Wow, my beautiful fortune that I am learning all these things. I am moving forward now at a very spiritual level, deep level, but this is not just for 1 or 2 years. What I'm doing right now is for eternity, because it's the soul. The only thing it carries is this, what we are learning today in the morning. Everything else we're doing for this body is going to stay here. So, Vah re mera bhagya, what a fortune. What I'm picking up today is going to stay with me eternally, with the soul. So, how important this is, and how beautiful that I got the opportunity after so many, let's say, times or months or weeks or years, that I'm able to pick this up. Vare mera bhagya. Vare mera baba. Baba, we say Supreme Soul. We are so fortunate that at this time in the confluence age, that we have got this opportunity to connect very deeply with the Supreme Soul, very deeply. Never had that opportunity before. We used to search, beseech, seek, request, pray, worship, all those things. But to truly connect with the relationship that we're doing right now never happened before. So, vare, vare. So just wah wah means appreciation and gratitude. So that's how we are able to move forward. And so freeing ourselves from anger. Now, why I'm talking about it is because both Ganesh and Sunitaji, both of you are trying to free from anger. And Ganesh also said he was trying to free himself from tension. Now, tension is a very, very interesting thing in the world today. They say tension has become so common that when I don't have tension, I start feeling tense, that there's no tension. How come there's no tension? Must be something wrong. And so there's so much of tension. And also many times we are trying to we want to free ourselves from tension, right? So we do so many things. We go for vacations. We try to, what are some of the things we would usually do when we want to free ourselves from tension? We try to go and play some games. We try to exercise. We do some physical things like yoga. We want to entertain ourselves. We want to go to this place and the other place. And what we are doing many a times is through those activities that we are trying to do, we are creating more tension sometimes than reducing the tension. So, for example, let's say a simple thing like going on a vacation. I want to take a break. I think I want to unwind. Let me go for a vacation. Now that process itself becomes so tense. in terms of whether it is it being, let's say, for example, we want to go somewhere, where to go, how much to spend, whether we have people who are ready to come with us, and then getting those arrangements done, the logistics of it, people then in that space, whether they do what they should do for us or not. And then also we have the pilgrimages. We have traditional pilgrimages, which is supposed to give us a very good sense of peace and well-being, and it's very serene feeling. When I go to a place of pilgrimage, but today all these places of pilgrimage have become so commercial. Everybody out there is waiting and looking forward to, gaining some sort of physical way in terms of wealth-wise from us, and many times we get cheated there. We have people doing so many things uh, which are not necessarily at any spiritual level. And sometimes, even festivals, we have festivals, and we why it's a festival, you know. Um, so what is the festival really? What is the purpose of a festival? It is to make us more soul conscious, to bring us to our normal, original core self. Um, and so we are enjoying those festivals, but they also have to become spiritual while enjoying them. So many times I see that in the festivals also, it has become more a ritual that we are just doing for the sake of doing or to show other people. And then there's so much of expenses that are connected to those also, with so much of flash happening there and so many feuds and problems taking place. The spirit of it is lost, unfortunately. So, what we should really do is now we have to just collect ourselves together if you want to be free from tension. All I have to do is start realizing that it's not out there that I have to change things to be free from tension, but I have to change things inside me, myself, and I. By leaving one place and going to another place doesn't make any difference to me. Temporarily, yes. Like, for example, like we go into the nature, so we are in nature, and I'm helped. There's so much of fresh air, there's birds, there's the chirping of these wonderful things. So right now I am sitting in a place called Yerevan. This is in Armenia, right? So it's a very beautiful place, right? Nature's there, you've got the beautiful trees, you've got lovely, birds, absolutely nice. But I have to always understand one thing. That is just a trigger. What is happening outside is just a trigger to something that is inside. Inside is what I choose. Choose to enjoy the nature. I choose to forget everything else and just to soak myself in nature. So it's a choice I make internally. And so what it really says is whether this outside nature is available to you or not, still inside I am strong enough to make a choice of what I want to think. Because let me tell you, I can sit here in Yerevan, I can sit in this beautiful nature today and enjoy everything. And suddenly I can allow my mind to go into that space where there is a lot of tension. I can think of people who have troubled me. Sitting here also, in front of nature, I can have my mind going anywhere. And then I'll carry all that worries and tensions once again. Whilst I'm in the most beautiful place in the world, which has the best of natural facilities, but because my mind is connected to something else, it's really hurt, the tension again comes. So it's very important that, okay, so let me see, there are probably some comments, some ways to see things. So if I go to a pilgrimage, but my mind is somewhere else, people sitting over there may cheat in the name of drama. The mind is the same. You're right, Ganeshji. You're right. That's why we have to learn the the highest pilgrimage. And I think one of my the morning 2 3 minute bit, which was on the pilgrimage of remembrance. I don't know if you'll know it, but please go back and listen to the pilgrimage of remembrance. That's the highest pilgrimage. That you don't have to spend. You have not to spend any money. You don't have to worry about expense. You don't have to move from one place to another place. You don't have to wait in any queue. But All you're doing is taking your mind in a minute away from this mundane world, and you're able to take it to the Supreme Soul's abode, that is called Param Dham. Param Dham, the highest abode. Param Dham. It takes 1 second to just go to Param Dham. And then next moment you're sitting next to the Supreme. Supreme is watching everything detached but so stable. And you suddenly sit next to him and you also watch everything around you and you become very stable. You still have a lot of love for everybody. You see, whilst we're talking of this world and we know that a lot of things all karma, but do not allow the heart, your love to get polluted. We must still have compassion for every single human soul. And our heart must be filled with love for all of them, without discriminating, without having the thought that somebody is like this or like that. No, no, we must have this beautiful feeling of love for all of them. And so, what should be the case of my state of mind should be in my own control. Not that I want to make it free from tension by doing anything at a physical level. Those are those times when I used to try a lot and we have not succeeded so much. And it's also succeeds for some time, temporary. Okay, let's say I go to one place, I feel nice, but I have to come back to my own place. When I come back to my own place, I'm having all the same issues. And so again, I create a mind which is going to have huge amount of those tensions and worries and burdens and pressure. So learn whilst I'm in the pressure, and that's what the whole these days between what you did the course to today, what was my biggest realization, what I learned. We're all learning every moment. What I learned from all those every morning sessions was what we're learning through Raj Yoga and what Baba has come to teach us is not to leave this world, to disconnect from actions, to stop doing your karma and to focus on your dharma. Or to focus on dharma means dharana, the inculcations, my practices. That's my dharma. What is the highest peace? That's power. That is inside there should be courage to face, to do, to perform. That's courage. So that is my true dharma. To be able to stand in the face of weaknesses. So we see Mahabharata, right? It's considered to be the war of dharma. What is happening there? The truth, that is dharma, which is peace, love, power. Power means courage, honesty, purity, is standing against impurity, fear, doubt, confusion, deception. So that is dharma versus adharma. And so my highest dharma is to be able to defeat weaknesses, anger, fear, hatred, confusion, doubt, delusion. That is what I'm here for, to overcome adharma. And so, what are we learning every single moment? Through Raj Yoga, what Baba's coming and teaching us. Stay on this Kurukshetra, what's called Karma Kshetra, Baba says. You should stay on the Karma Kshetra, where you're going to be facing a lot of things like fear, a huge amount of delusion and doubt. And whilst in that place, you connect to me, man, mana, bhav. Stay soul conscious. Continue performing your action. Go to your workspace, continue cooking your food, continue staying with your wonderful people around you and giving them your best, whoever it is, your family members, your relatives, it is your colleagues, your counterparts. They may be the most difficult to deal with, but stay on the battlefield. Don't leave it. Don't run away. Don't escape. Sometimes look at this as an escape route. detach, they think they can disconnect, they stop interacting, they stop giving that love, they stop living with them. No, that is not what Baba has come to teach us. Baba is saying, you are in the household, make your household a pure ashram, grahastha ashram. Grahastha ashram. Is war necessary for peace? What Mahabharata teaches us? No, Mahabharata doesn't teach us to do war against anybody at a physical level. What Mahabharata is teaching us is that we have to stay to our dharma. What Mahabharata is showing you is that there could be so many people who might be very great people. They might have big names in the world, in the society. They may be such highly placed people, but they could also be adharmas. They could also follow the path of adharma. So it is teaching us not to follow adharma. Adharma means getting angry. Today you might see some very successful people and they all will get angry. You'll say, well, anger gives success. You may see some very successful people who are cheating everybody. And then we say, hey, cheating people are so highly placed and they're cheating. They are following adharma, but still they may be very big in certain places. So what should we do? Should we also follow adharma because they're doing it? Let me also do it. Well, that's why the Pandavas are only 5. Those are 100. What is it trying to show? It's trying to show us a simple thing. It's not about a physical war. It's about the war between good and bad, the war between evil, which is and between those who are supreme. It is a spiritual war, not a physical war. And so what we are learning from there is that we have to fight ignorance and darkness. We must stay in the light. How do we stay in the light? By staying connected with the Supreme Soul, by staying connected as the soul conscious. I am free from everything else. So this was my learning today throughout it. So today what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to review and revise what we have learned. So our first lesson was to try and understand thoughts. We learned the importance of managing our mind over matter. So we did an SOS technique. We said stand back, just watch your thoughts. Just stand back and watch your thoughts. Like you're on the platform of a railway station, you're watching trains coming and going. And just watch your thoughts coming and going. All right, so let's do that now together. Let's just sit back, all of us. Sit straight, but relax the body. Watch the mind. See all the thoughts coming and going. Don't hold any thought. Allow them to come and go. Just be an observer, detached observer. And enjoy this beautiful act of watching, not getting caught, not judging any thought, not analyzing any thought. Just watch. And when you do that, you feel very free, feel very relaxed and calm. Because you have learned to master your mind. Mastering the mind. Thoughts coming based on what you're seeing, what you're listening, based on things of the past, based on the future. Thoughts come, thoughts keep coming. It's okay. What you're doing is you're watching your thoughts. In the front of the screen, it just comes and it goes. You know, standing at the pedestrian crossing, cars are coming and they're going. And that way the thoughts are coming, they're going. And then you decide to choose a thought for yourself. And it can be an anchor thought. All is well. I am so grateful. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. My fortune. Wow, my fortune that I got this opportunity this morning to spend time to strengthen my own self, empower myself. What a fortune. Wow. Wow. That's all. Simple. So we learned about the mind. So what we're saying here is, and a very important line here, I am in charge of my thoughts. Full stop. I am in charge of my thoughts. Full stop. Which means that if there's something happening in the mind, you can just say, okay, full stop. I want to change my thoughts. I want to think something else. That power we have got. And through our yoga, meditation, everyday thinking, we are strengthening that, making it stronger. I am in charge of my thoughts. Then we learned about what is the seed of all these thoughts? What is the seed of these thoughts? Where are these thoughts coming from? And we saw the seed was consciousness. What are you conscious about? Or sometimes also known as the awareness of yourself. If I'm conscious of myself as Prakash, this is my age, this is my gender, this is my physical role and responsibility, this is the physical balance at the bank, this is the amount of physical wealth I have. If that is my consciousness, then I'm going to keep feeding to body consciousness. I'm going to feed to anger, greed, ego, attachment, lust, all these things I'll keep adding. That's what is going to grow, 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 grow. But if I'm conscious of myself as a soul, a spiritual being who is eternal, then there is peace, true love, there's absolute freedom there, freedom from all those vices. There is compassion for everybody. There's this true, beautiful connection. And so there's a massive amount of positivity the moment I become conscious of myself. So the seed of your thoughts is your consciousness. Who am I? Body or soul? Well, I don't dispute the fact that I have a body. I have a body, certainly, and I have to take care of my body. I have to look after my body and my body connections. But who am I? I have a soul in this body, taking care of this body, expressing myself through the body, experiencing things through the body. So very important to have that awareness of who I am. That's the seed. And so within that, we also saw there is a mind, there is an intellect, there are sanskars. What is the mind doing? Mind is creating thoughts. Intellect is deciding good from bad. And sanskar is recording everything that is happening. I'm recording, recording, recording. Anger has become a recording. I've seen a lot of movies in Hindi, in English. I've seen Hollywood and Bollywood actors getting very angry with their people, and they're able to find their way across. They're fighting, pushing, kicking, and then everybody's clapping for them, and you feel so excited. So anger, slowly I've started acquiring anger, acquiring. These are all acquired outside. Peace is natural. Love is natural. Anger is acquired. Hatred is acquired. I've taken it from outside. I've seen it from somewhere. I've picked it up to some ways. As a child, as a toddler, I didn't have it. I, I learned it. I've learned these things. So what I'm seeing here is that sanskars, sometimes sanskars come from our previous births as well, you know. And you see sometimes the way people are naturally born with certain talents, this and that, and why somebody's born here, somebody's born there. You see sanskars we picked up from our last birth. We've done a lot of things. And so now we are carrying them forward. And we learned the laws of karma as well. We saw a beautiful lesson of karma. And so suddenly when we learn karma, that's when this whole idea of the soul continuing from one birth to another birth to another birth, right? That reincarnation becomes possible when I think of the laws of karma. It makes it very, very clear for us. There's so many beautiful things you're doing today, so many nice things you're doing today. And you probably learn to do that after you're 40, 50, 60. Do you think it's a waste of time now? Say, I should have done it when I was 20. Yes, of course, the earlier you do things, good is better for you. But it's never late, never late. Whenever you do those good things in life, whenever you're doing good actions, your karmas are being soul conscious, you're doing God conscious. Now, everything you're doing doing now is superb. It's so beautiful. And so is it going to go wasted because you just probably have very less time left? No, no, not at all. Now, in fact, you are creating such a beautiful recording on your soul. And you're going to carry this every birth from here onwards, every birth. So remember, as an eternal soul, that you have learned one birth after another birth, I'm continuing. The body will keep moving away. But what I'm learning now is recording in the soul. My sanskars are changing. So whatever my next birth is, it's going to be such a delight because I'm going to walk into that place with soul conscious sanskars, God conscious sanskars, sanskars of gratitude, sanskars of courage, sanskars of power, sanskars of compassion, of mercy. And so imagine these, I'm going to go into the next birth. What a beautiful person I would be from the start. I've learned to accept people as they are. That sanskar will not leave you. So very important that what we're learning is long term. What else did we learn? So then we had a very beautiful lesson after that on the Supreme Soul. And there were a lot of myths around the Supreme Soul. We tried to look at that in a deep fashion. When I look at the Supreme Soul, I'm looking at somebody who's impartial, who's full of love, who's the ocean of peace, who's almighty authority. And I'm sure we remember the story of the, say, 5 people who were blindfolded and asked to go and touch an elephant and come back, right? So we've got so many definitions of the Supreme today based on what people have gone and touched and come back. And so we tried to put together all the pieces, the missing pieces, and see if all of these were to fit together. The Supreme Soul is the Almighty. There's nobody higher than Him, highest on high, beyond dualities. No birth, no death, no sorrow, no pain. Not a person who gets into all these dualities. The person who is omniscient, one who knows everything that's happening around. And somebody who can fit all ideas of different religions and backgrounds. And then we came up with this picture, which was the light. Whether it is in Kaaba, worship light. They don't worship it, but they go around it. In all the 12 greatest pilgrim places of the Hindus, all of them are just Jyotirlingams. Jyotirling means the symbol of light. If you see Christianity, Jesus Christ very clearly said, He is the light, the Father is the light, and I'm Son, and I'm here to see how I can help His children. So that's Jehovah, light. Guru Nanak, Ekonkar, Satnam, the one who's light. So we find that everywhere there is the idea of the Supreme as a being of light. And so we see, okay, in our meditations, how is it possible for me to become conscious of myself as a being of soul that is light? Supreme soul, light. So now we are learning to connect at a very deep and broad level with the Supreme. So that was a very important lesson we took forward as well. Okay, so this is how we have taken the whole RajaYoga course. And now, and we also saw time, right? We saw the swastika. We have Satyug, Trita, Dwapar, Kalyug. And now Sangam Yug, the conference age, most auspicious conference age. There can never be a better time than now. And that's a fact. Today is the conference age. It's a very, very pure period. The time when the Supreme Himself descends, the time of spring when we have the beautiful new world starting off. So this is that real time. And so when we learn all these lessons, what am I saying to myself? I'm saying one simple thing, that there is hope, there is absolute brilliance in this world available, and I can do whatever I want in terms of my experience. I want to experience peace, love, happiness, joy, anything, everything is possible. Today, it is a possibility and it is a necessity. If I do it now, it will continue for all time. So we'll do some meditation, but before that, any questions, please, if you have, before I stop for meditation. And tomorrow, of course, we're going to go deeper into understanding the self in terms of the time. We're going to talk about the Kalpa Vriksh, the Kalpa tree. That's for lesson tomorrow, the Kalpa tree, understanding deeper aspects of life, the cycle of time. So for now, do you have any questions based on all those things we covered, based on your experience? Any doubts or thoughts? Some days the meditation is very nice and superb. Some days it's not so good, right? Hmm. It's many times your day, how you spend your day is important. And meditation, please remember, is not just trying to manage the mind for 20 minutes and letting it do what it wants. Meditation is constant checking and changing, constant checking and changing. So right now, if I'm sitting here, what is the state of my mind? I'm sure all of you, if I ask you this question, what is your state of mind right now? What will you say? What is the state of mind right now? Ganeshji, what's the state of mind just now? Okay, Sunitaji says calm. What about the rest? Calm, composed. So when you see your mind is calm and composed, you should ask the question, why? Why is my mind calm and composed right now? And there is a reason. There is a reason. Because we are listening to things which are very deep. The, the soul is being awakened. Slowly, as I'm talking, as we're learning this thing, we are becoming more and more so conscious. And we are realizing so many deep truths. And when I'm able to realize these deep truths, they are, eureka moments, as aha moments for me. Then what happens is automatically there is no other thoughts. Wasted thoughts are not there. You are in the zone of positivity. Now, when I start working, I start meeting people, I start connecting, then it's very normal for me to move out of the space, yeah, and just doing all those other things. And so somebody does this, somebody says that, and I'm getting a little bit more tense. Mind is racing here. Excuse me, why is he saying this? What happened? Excuse me. I called this guy to repair the fridge yesterday. He still hasn't come to repair the fridge. The TV is not working. The light is over, not here. This was there. I was supposed to get this vegetables. The vegetable person is giving more expensive. The cost has gone up. Petrol is going higher. So in a real practical life, if you see, the mind is going to go in all these directions. Yeah. And so what will happen now is if you do not measure and maintain your mind and check it constantly, there is enough of things happening outside to take your mind away and make it feel very tense and take it away from calm and composed. It is the opposite of being calm. That's how things are outside, and that's how life is made for us. Nothing wrong with it, and it's not something which is new. Believe me, 100 years back also people had similar issues, but in different ways. Today also we have similar issues, but in different ways. It's not that we are only having these problems. These problems have continued in different ways. People have all had problems. That's how life is made. It's challenging, and that's how we are also here supposed to be much more powerful than these challenges. So constantly what I need to do is, okay, this person didn't come to repair this thing. So what is happening in the mind? Sometimes a little tension comes. A little bit anger also is erupting. I told this guy 5 times, he's still not done this. I told that man 15 times to clean like this, he has not cleaned it. Now, little bit of that tension comes up. What am I going to do? Now, this is where you meditate. As I said, meditation is not just morning. This is where you just calm yourself down. Say, okay, even that person who's supposed to repair is a peaceful soul. Give benefit of doubt. That person might have certain commitments, certain reasons, certain things they may require. What is my role? Okay, my role is just to keep reminding him. And I might also be a little bit stern with him. I can be strict with that person. However, let me also be strict with myself in a way that I don't lose my peace. Let me be strict with my mind as well. All right. So, constantly, meditation, if you want to have a morning meditation very nice, then you should constantly check yourself in every different place. How is it that I'm letting my mind go off into a lot of negativity? Or am I controlling it time to time? Keep holding the mind and say, okay, no. The price of petrol has gone up. What can I do about it? Nothing. What can I do about it? Okay, let me just become soul conscious and understand I am resourceful, I am powerful. Whatever happens outside, there is always a way to overcome, to change things, to be different, right? So yesterday I would drive every day to go out for a walk. I'll drive 15 kilometers just for a morning drive. Today I will not do that. I will halve my time. I'll go only for 5 kilometers. I'll take my cycle out. I'll do some walking. So remember, there is solutions are there for every problem, every problem. So remind yourself and do not become negative for too long. When you sense and check that I'm becoming negative, my mind is going into different directions, stop, pull yourself back and be with yourself. Okay? So when you check that throughout the day, then you'll see the next day you'll feel very nice and calm and continue again checking. And so it'll constantly keep going. So it's okay. Mind is there, lots of thoughts coming, lots of things are happening outside. Slowly but steadily keep practicing and we will go forward and we will achieve what we want to achieve. Okay, thank you. So let's just sit back now and take some few deep breaths in and out. And I'll play some very beautiful music for you. I am a soul. A being of peace. I am extremely powerful and I have solutions for all the problems in the world. Every problem that comes to me, I have a solution. Let me be full of confidence and be fully soul conscious. I'm a being of light that is eternal. I'm here not just for myself and to take care of myself, but to quickly feel full and to take care of others, to support them with my energy. With my thoughts, I give them all the love, all the peace. Om Shanti. Thank you. Have a very good morning, and we shall see you tomorrow, same time. All the best.
Thanks a lot, brother. Thanks everyone for joining. Let's connect again tomorrow. Thank you.